Blake Bos here, folks. Today I'm going to be talking about UPS's labor contract currently in negotiations. We've had votes coming in on that contract here in late June and they're still being tallied, but we have some preliminary results and it looks like some problems could be looming large for the company. So preliminary counts have come in and show that the national master contract should be passed, but supplemental contracts looks like they will be rejected. And what that means, folks, is that you have your master contract and then you have unions at the local and regional level that also have contracts that are amended to that national contract, and those have to be passed along with the master for everything to be hunky-dory. So from the master contract perspective, we've had 34,000 votes yes for the contract and 29.5 thousand against. So not a lot of uniformity there. You see a lot of people are yes and a lot no, and we should have around 7,000 votes coming in yet, so it's not a sure bet by any means. We've had around 14 regional and local contracts rejected, so those will all need to be sorted out by the company before things can get back to normal. The contract vote should be fully counted by the end of the week. I reached out to the Teamsters organization and they'd let me know that they should have a press release out by the end of the week explaining everything for all you UPSers and UPS investors to see where things will go from here. In my opinion, a strike is pretty unlikely, but this does highlight a bigger picture problem at UPS. Nearly half of your workers aren't happy with their employment contracts, as you saw by those master contract votes and the rejections from those regional and local unions. So last contract back in 2008 that was voted on there had a 65% approval rate. This one looks like it's going to be closer to around 53% so far. 70,000 votes were cast on that last contract, which means you have about 7,000 votes at least to come in yet on this new one. So in that last contract, you also had 5 supplementals rejected, which is a lot lower than the 14 this time around. So it looks like things are getting worse as far as labor negotiations go with the company, not better. So my takeaway here for UPS investors and UPSers out there is this contract is a very big deal, especially with a lot of tension in that local 89 union in Louisville. They're a huge air hub that's very important to the company and essential for operations. So investors should keep an eye on the press releases coming out from the Teamsters and negotiation going forward. That local 89 union is essential for operations, and we don't want to see anything bad happen there for shareholders and the company. It would be disastrous, kind of like that last strike we saw in the 90s. So drivers do make a good wage at this company, but as we all know, money isn't everything, and it looks like even though these employees are getting paid a lot, that the management practices are hampering the company overall, and investors should definitely keep an eye on that with these union negotiations. I encourage you to get back on Fool.com. We'll be covering the union contract at UPS heavily. Thanks for watching, and Fool on.